So in yesterday's third video of the day, I talked about how Emiru had exposed Twitch for essentially impeding the police investigation into her assault at TwitchCon. And then after I made that video, I saw a bunch of other clips going around. This time Emiru exposing Mizkif, one of Twitch's top streamers. And Emiru is accusing Mizkif of a number of things, including abuse and assault, harassment, blackmailing her and threatening her, and she does have a lot of receipts to go along with all this. Now let's pause real quick and think about how crazy this is, because she was just at TwitchCon. That's already tiring, especially when you're doing events there and cosplaying every day. And then she gets assaulted. She's got to talk to the cops, talk to her manager, probably talk to a lawyer, consider suing Twitch, dealing with Twitch's nonsense, and now coming forward with this horrible stuff that Mizkif has been doing. I mean, that's so much stuff going all at once. I definitely feel bad for her, and I think probably everyone does. Well, you know, unless you're Mizkif. Because Mizkif here is threatening to go demon time or something. I don't know. It's pretty weird.
There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known. And it is time to go full demon time.
Yo.
Why not?
Don't tell me I've subbed this long for nothing.
You gotta love the chat at the end there. It's like, please don't tell me I subbed this long for nothing. Bro's rethinking his life choices. But maybe you're not so in the loop with Mizkif here. I gotta be honest, I'm not either, really. I know he's, as mentioned, one of Twitch's top streamers, but I never saw the appeal in this guy. Always seemed like a weird dude. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying the same thing, which even more so makes me wonder how this guy ever gets so popular anyways. It seems like unanimously people think he's like boring, you know, weird guy, but somehow he climbed to the top of Twitch, which I suppose is the only bad thing you could say about Emiru in this situation, is that she was apparently dating this guy. So that's a weird choice. But to be fair, I'm sure she would also agree. So let's start getting into the details. We got Nux here, giving some more insight into Mizkif for those of you, including myself, who's really not familiar with him, aside from, as mentioned, him being a Twitch streamer and all that. So Nux says, Mizkif then, a respecter of women, mass collaborator of female streamers, helps girls in a male-dominated industry, progressive values in politics. Racism is bad, Mizkif. Gambling is bad, Mizkif. Tectone is bad, Mizkif. Feminism is based, Mizkif. Mizkif now. Allegations of covering up SA. Allegations of SA. Allegations from multiple women. Allegations of stalking women, harassing women, and manipulating women. Every single time. Yeah, they sort of malfem this dudes, man. They often do get exposed for being complete creeps. So before we hear all the new information that Emiru has brought to light about Mizkif, let's get some more of a quick recap into the sort of person that he is and how he acts to the women around him, which we can get some interesting insight into by watching coverage from the one and only Memology about Mizkif's Twitch ban from only last month and what got him banned, as well as how he reacted to that ban. So our clip's open here with Memology writing, Twitch streamer Mizkif mocked Charlie Kirk just moments after he was shot in the neck.
Wait,
Oh my god!
what? He's the one that got shot?
Not counting gang violence. Great!
Oh my god!
Counting gang.
I wish I never saw
I
that.
wish I never saw that.
I wish I never
You should
saw
not have
that.
seen that. I actually wanted to stream. That was traumatic.
Oh my god, my heart.
No, his neck.
No. Miz, that's so funny.
What? He's a right-wing political guy. They find that stuff funny all the time.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Oh my god. What a shot. Holy crap.
Miz, this is not time for jokes.
What do you mean? Our whole political system's a joke. What do you want me to say?
Oh my god, my heart.
Memology would then write, sometime later, he doubled down on mocking Charlie Kirk. Only this time, Charlie Kirk had already been confirmed dead.
I think I've been only having base takes over the past few months.
What's the take you're most proud of?
I think...
What do you think of Charlie Kirk's death?
I think that Charlie Kirk's death was definitely a death, for sure. It definitely happened. I saw the video. I saw the extended version of that video. He was definitely dead.
This is why Hassan's going out of business.
It's because my take's right
They
there.
need to come here for the truth.
Hey, it's true, chat. He actually died. I straight up watched the video. He actually died. He's dead.
Drinking the milk?
Yeah, do you want to drink some
Oh,
milk?
actually, Victor is filling it up.
Am I getting banned for that take? But yeah, I'm glad he's dead. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Or am I? No, I'm kidding. Am I? I don't. Well, no, I'm just kidding. Are you kidding? You're kidding, right? Is this a dream of yours?
Alex,
is he dead?
give him another one. Give us another one of your jokes quick. Something that could possibly be worse.
I have a plan to just tweet in like 6 months from now, Charlie Kirk is dead.
Just like the chatter from earlier who was rethinking his life choices being subbed to Mizkif for so long, it seems like the woman in the middle there is rethinking her life choices too, being around Mizkif. It's like, what am I doing with my life right now? This guy's such a weirdo. Those are at least the vibes that I'm getting. Seems like she's visibly uncomfortable by his presence and the stuff that he's saying. And that is the context to what leads up to Twitch banning Mizkif for those remarks.
Bro. I swear to God if Victor got me... Yo, Pluto.
Yo, what's up?
Pluto, I didn't do anything wrong. Why did I get banned?
Because of
Yes.
the Charlie Kirk stuff.
Wait, what'd I say?
What? What did I say? I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. Why am I banned? This is so wrong, Twitch. Then again, knowing how Twitch is, I guess it's kind of surprising actually that they took action against them over that. Anyways, Memology then writes, Mizkif went ballistic when he realized he had been banned for said comments. And like I said earlier, keep this stuff in mind with regards to what Emiru is going to be talking about once we get through this last clip of Mizkif's Twitch ban. Because it seems like he's got quite a history of going ballistic.
In the middle of my sponsor, really?
Yeah.
Bro.
You are eligible for an appeal, which I think because I don't think you haven't been banned in a while, right?
No, not in years. Can I just get unbanned and do my sponsor? This is gonna make me look so bad.
So that's freaking crazy. Can I get unbanned for my sponsor? Is it gonna make me look so bad? It's crazy to me too. That is the person that he's talking to apparently a part of Twitch. You know, I've heard from like other situations too, that Twitch will actually reach out to people, certain people, and tell them that they're gonna get banned. That's just crazy. Because like on YouTube, you don't get reached out to, they just ban you. The fact that you can actually like try to negotiate this stuff with Twitch support, and it also plays into the favoritism that they have. I mean, that's such a freaking corrupt platform. It's just actually insane. For example, when Hassan had his latest ban, it was like a one-day ban, right? And they banned him on his day off. I mean, they probably know what his day off is, and they did that anyways. But if not, maybe he reached out to them and was like, can you ban me on this day at least? It's my day off, bro. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, we got you. What a freaking joke of a platform.
Yeah, I completely understand. And truthfully, between you and I don't think it should have happened live.
Like, is this serious? Why am I getting banned? Dude, fuck Twitch, man. Fuck this bullshit. Why did I get banned during a sponsor? Are they serious?
So that was funny. Anyways, yeah, some context into Mizkif's most recent Twitch ban and the sort of person that he is. And like I mentioned a few times, you know, it's interesting seeing how this guy acts, especially now with the information that Emiru has brought forward. So now with all that context, let's start getting into Emiru's statements, how she's exposing this guy. Let me slow down for a second though. Once again, thank you Memology for compiling those clips, and I'll link his full video in the description. Now moving forward, as we watch what Emiru has to say about Mizkif, as she's, as mentioned, exposing this dude, I'm going to be playing the key moments that have been getting clipped. But if you want to see her full statement, I highly recommend either watching her video directly, of course, or Asmon's coverage of her video, as I'm pretty sure you watched it in full. And of course, Asmon has personal insight into Emiru and Mizkif, so he's definitely a good guy to watch for this. With that said, though, now we'll continue on.
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing. For the entirety of this year, I have attempted to separate myself from him and not talk about him at all, and not talk about this issue and just not make it a public thing. I always tried my best to keep this to myself, but like I said, I feel like it's gone to the point, which I'll explain later, that I feel like it just has to be done. And I have always believed in not condemning people or starting drama online.
Next, Emmy details Mizkif's pathetic rage, where he would punch holes in the walls and threaten her over some of the most petty stuff you could possibly imagine. For example, he was so mad that he didn't get picked for a Mr. Beast video. that he began to speed around 150 miles an hour, saying that he would take both his life and hers.
Walls, again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom, the holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour, and like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it. And then at home, other things would happen, like I'd be trying to sleep and he would scream at me and say that it was all my fault that he felt insecure. There was a time that I walked into a room that he was in, and as soon as he saw me there, he threw his phone at the dresser and started yelling because I had posted a YouTube video within the same couple of days as him, and mine was doing better. So basically, I felt like I was kind of stuck in a loop where I felt like I had to constantly perform and like prove my value to not be thrown away. But at the same time, if I ever performed too well, I was gonna be punished for it.
What a brave man, huh? The guy will threaten women and hurt women and insult people who are dead and can't defend themselves. Here's one of the clips of Mizkif seemingly raging that Emiru has more viewers than he does. And they're living together at the house or something. They're together here. Mizkif is in the back slamming the door. So just keep your ears out for the slamming noise. They're talking in-game when I play this. You'll hear that. But like, that's not what we're listening to. We're listening to the noise in the back, the slams.
Listen, why are we all acting like we haven't murdered? Like we haven't pillaged?
There's the first slam. You can see Emmy actually get startled by that too.
We haven't pillaged.
And another one coming up.
She was coming after
You see she gets startled again.
me. I had to attack back.
And a third one right here.
Well, I have some cloth in my house.
For additional context, it looks like they were both playing Rust Kingdoms, although this screenshot is clearly edited with the viewer numbers. Like, you can see this is not real. But yeah, allegedly, you know, Emmy had more viewers than he does. He's not happy about that. He gets mad, finds out about that, says he's going to take a nap, and then allegedly, that's him in the back, not taking a nap, but slamming the doors as you just heard.
All right, chat. I'll see you guys later. I will see you guys probably tonight, if not tomorrow. I just need a nap. I'm fucking zooted out of my mind.
The top comment there reading, he actually just kept going back and forth and slamming the door because he didn't get a big enough reaction. Like, actually a man-child. Response reading, that's so embarrassing, and that's only the stuff that we see. Imagine how bad it was off-stream. This response reading, she flinches at each door slam. When she says at the end, thanks for the sub, then she sighs, then ends her stream. He completely demoralized her. Rust roleplay servers with Twitch drops were huge for streamers. You can see 4,500 viewer raid into Miz stream from another streamer. He ends his stream. Someone in her chat says, unofficial Miz raid, which I think means he didn't pass his viewers on to her when he ended his stream. They had to click on her stream. He probably realized at that point how many more viewers she had than him, leading to his meltdown. This clip reinforcing what Emmy said earlier about how Mizkif will freak out if he doesn't get the views that he wants, or, for example, when he was all mad about Mr. Beast not selecting him for a video. The next clip is Emiru shows the consistent harassment she kept facing from Mizkif after they broke up. So the clip begins with Emmy just pulling up all of these screenshots of Mizkif's obsessive texts, and there's nothing from her end here regarding audio, so I'm kind of filling the dead air here. But keep in mind, this was after she had made it known to him that she wants to distance herself from him, that she has broken up with him, and he's just given her the whole novel in a response. I think she begins talking right about here. Yeah.
And keep in mind, this is only things that he sent to me. I can't document all the things that people told me that he was saying.
This seems like classic gaslighting. You know, he's saying that, oh, he's going to work on his mental health. He's going to try to be a better person. But we can clearly see that at this point in time, there was no character development at all, so to speak. He didn't change for the better at all. It's the same old Mizkif that he was at this point in time and beforehand as well when he was doing all this stuff to her. You know, this is what abusers do. They will victimize someone, and if that person doesn't defend themselves and they let it go on for even a fraction, they'll keep doing it over and over and over again. Then it gets worse for the victim, and eventually they hopefully do stand up for themselves, as Emmy has, and then suddenly the abuser will act like they're the victim, and you know, they'll try to own up to some stuff, but it's hollow words. And the only reason they're really owning up to anything is not because they genuinely feel bad, but because it's just a manipulation tactic. And of course, owning up in this context isn't Mizkif like making a public statement saying he was in the wrong. No, I'm talking about these texts he was sending to her, where he says that he's going to try to do better and all that. As for public statements, well, here's what Mizkif has to say, aside from what you saw earlier about him warning people that he's going to go full demon mode.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail.
Let's pause for a brief moment here. The clip goes on for like another 20 seconds, and yeah, the TTS is really going off the whole time. It's very obnoxious, but clearly you can see his response is apparently trying to character assassinate Emiru over this alleged rabbit situation, which many people are concluding he's only trying to do this because of the recent Hassan Kaya controversy, and he's kind of trying to piggyback on that, thinking people will side with him if he says that Emiru abused rabbits or something. So yeah, that's some more context. And I'm just kind of interrupting this as well to give you a heads up about the TTS. It is, as mentioned, very obnoxious, but there's 20 seconds left.
She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
So he's saying that Emmy abuses these rabbits, doesn't treat them properly, and then he doesn't even say that he freaking cleaned up for the rabbits and like helped the rabbits. He's like, oh yeah, the cleaning lady helped out. Wonderful. Yeah, great stuff, Mizkif. Also, I mean, this comes off so fake. It's not like he's reading it right from a script, and like, I don't even know, man. He just comes off like a sleazeball, doesn't he? I'm not saying this factually didn't happen or not. I don't know for sure, but I will say I don't think this clip is really helping his case. People also dug this up, titled Stream from around August 2022, where some viewers have noticed Emiru's black eye, likely from the bottle incident discussed today, which I believe is referring to Emiru saying that Mizkif would throw glass bottles at her.
I actually had like a small black eye from running into something. I thought I wanted to be able to cover it because it was really bad. What'd you run into? I was like turning a corner and I hit like the bottom of my eye socket on the wall.
The Clipper then writes, after nervously laughing at chat's jokes, Emiru never showed a picture of her black eye. However, she did accidentally leak an image of it while alt-tabbing on her main stream sometime later. Clip follows. Then saying, here's a still frame of the alt-tab leak, and zoom-ins on the black eye picture she leaked. So there you go. Of course, this is not conclusive evidence. We don't know what exactly happened, if the wall story is true or not, but I mean, that's a pretty what's the word, long tail, is that like the saying? it's a far-fetched story, right? So make of it what you will, of course. Some top comments on this one reading, there's tons of videos like this on Twitter and niche streamer subreddits. The Ms. Emiru investigators have archives of their private relationship issues over the years, trying to expose that they were dating each other. Similar stuff with other streamers who hide their relationship stuff, but Ms/Emiru have to be number one. Response reading, yeah, Emiru accidentally leaked several things around that time that showed signs of abuse. And a follow-up response saying, I wonder if this was her secretly calling out for help. So bad that she had to suffer through this. And it looks like there's actually some stuff that Mizkif is owning up to publicly. This one titled Mizkif admits to controlling Emiru, told her to dress older, stop wearing pajamas, and prevented her from traveling without him or going out with certain people.
In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man. The last 9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic. I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space.
And then there's this. Mizkif said the last time him and Emiru talked in person, she wrote a list of things she wanted. This including wanting to get married to Mizkif and having kids with him in the next 5 years. This was the last time he talked to her.
See what we want, and Emmy had an idea to write down everything we wanted on paper. I'm going to let everyone know that what I'm about to say is very true. This is exactly what happened, and she cannot argue this. One day, after staying over Emiru's house, Emiru made me breakfast, and she wrote down everything she wanted. She wrote she wants me to move closer to her. She wrote that she wants me to marry her, and she wants kids with me in the next 5 years. And I just looked at this letter that I was staring in front of me, and I just handed her back the paper. She began to cry, and I told her, I'm sorry, I just can't do this anymore. I knew we were just beyond the point of toxicity in the relationship, that our trust had completely died, and that we had so many issues that I couldn't deal with it, and I was not mentally well. I walked away. I went to her door, and as I opened it, the last words I ever heard her say is, "Don't go. I love you."
But people continued to dig up more resurfaced clips of Mizkif. This one, for example, titled Miz and Maya Argument.
Like my setup?
Shut up. Excuse me. Don't talk to me like that, Matthew. Sorry, Maya. No, it's not funny. Every time you do it, it bothers me. It's just me kidding around, Maya. Well, it's not funny to me. I don't think it's funny. I don't know why you say it to me all the time. Because it's funny, Maya. It's just me trolling. I don't even realize I say it. Well, start paying attention to what you have to say because it's getting really annoying that you do this all the time.
The fact that we've had this conversation that many times and somehow it's still not serious enough to you is annoying.
Shut up. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Well, that was definitely weird. And there's just more and more stuff coming out now. For example, earlier today, this one titled Kaho Shibuya, I think it's Kaho Shibuya, by the way, but reveals the harassing messages Mizkif sent to her after she criticized his disrespectful actions in Japan, as well as him condoning his community, Mizkids, harassing her endlessly. It's a 4-minute clip, though, and I don't have time to make this video any longer than it already is. This is far longer than my videos normally are. I just don't have the time to make long-form content, so I do apologize about that, but this was some of the highlight stuff as mentioned, and there's plenty of great coverage going into more details about all this stuff, including Emmy's accusations against Mizkif, which, again, there's still plenty more that she had to say, so please do consider watching her full video, or Asmin's reaction to her full video, like I said earlier. Ultimately, there's still some evidence we're missing for some of the accusations, but I don't think any of this really looks good on Mizkif. I'm not really inclined to believe his side of the story so far. It just comes off like he's being disingenuous, reading from a script, and just, you know, bringing up some weird stuff like the rabbit stuff he's trying to allege, as if that in any way, shape, or form counters what she had to say. It's just a very weird way that he's handling all of this, and I will say, it seems like it would be extremely bad timing for Emmy if she was lying about this stuff and making it up. She's right in the middle of the whole TwitchCon disaster, being assaulted by some dude, having to deal with Twitch giving her the runaround and messing with the investigation, potentially suing them and all that. You know, this would be probably the worst time ever that she could have picked to make up a story like this and lie about someone like this, right? So I'm inclined to believe the stuff that she's saying, although I still do wish that we had a bit more evidence for some of the claims. For example, if she had evidence of the car thing with him speeding and threatening their lives, I mean, that would have been that would have been some of the best evidence we possibly could have had. But I don't think that's out there. And if it is, I am mistaken on that one. And please do let me know in the comments. But ultimately what I'm saying is, despite a lack of evidence on some level, she does have receipts for a lot of the other stuff that she's claiming, and I don't think Miz is like handling this in a very good way either, so I'm more inclined to believe her than not. Hopefully that makes sense. And also please keep in mind, I'm super rushed here at the end. This video is, as mentioned, way longer than normal for me, and I do have some things I really need to attend to, so I'm trying to finish this up. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in. Let me know what you think in the comments. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. I'll see you in the next one.